Hello, welcome to a review of A Course of Love, Chapter 29, and this chapter is called Attention. When he talks about attention here, he's talking about attending to. So it's kind of like paying attention to. In fact, that's the definition. To attend or to give attention to, this is what it means: to be present and to be of service with focus and readiness. So if we translate that into this moment, so if we're going to attend this moment, now we're going to be present in this moment, and we're going to focus to find out if there's a way for us to be of service in this moment, and to be ready for the universe to use us to serve in this moment. Now, I chose the image of Mother Teresa here because I think that she really is an iconic figure for us, an archetype of someone who has been of a lot of service. And of course, compared to devoting your entire life to helping broken people in the streets, feeding them, the rest of us probably feel like, dang, I really haven't been of service. If I were going to be a good person, I'd be of service like Mother Teresa. So one of the reasons I chose her image for this review is because I want to dispel that idea, that the idea of service is one of self-sacrifice. It's one of, I give to you, I don't have as much of my time, of my energy, of my money, of my resources, but I do it because I want to be a good person. That is not what true service is. True service is not subjugation or a lack of choice. It's essential to understand what true service is in order to engage with life. Now, as I tell you that this course and we're not going to ask you to give the kind of service that Mother Teresa gave, unless that's your life. So relax, let go of your old ideas of service, and let's see if we can find out what he's talking about here. So, verse 3, to be of service to God, which is love, which is the one thing, which is universal consciousness, is not to be a slave to God, but to attend to God, or love, to pay attention, to give God your attention and your care. So I often call it the one thing, because we really call it by a lot of names. We call it God, we call it love, we call it joining, we call it relationship, but it's really all the same thing. And it's really becoming one with whatever is in front of you, with whatever your experience is, joining it. Further, you need to let the universe be of service to you, rather than trying to use the universe to accomplish your goals. So a lot of us who've been in the New Age movement for some time entered in with that whole really energizing idea that, ooh, I have power, I can create things, I can manifest, and I'm going to use the universe so that I can get a new car, or I can get a better job, or I can attract the right relationship. This is telling us that, we've had that backwards, which is why it hasn't always worked. Because really the universe is in service to us. It always has been, and it always will be. The universe is in service by providing us the exact experience that we need for where we are in each moment. And this process, this staying in this place of attention, involves recognizing that the universe is of service to you in every moment. By making these adjustments in your ideas about service, these are the things that you'll accomplish. 1, you'll complete the cycle of giving and receiving. The universe has been giving you exactly what you need from the beginning of time, and now you're finally going to receive it and recognize it. In addition, when you're joining with each moment, the ambition, the idea will arise in you like, ooh, I'd like to talk to that person, or oh, here, you can have this, or whatever it is that you are prompted to do, to give, will come naturally rising up out of that place of attention that you're giving it. So the cycle just goes on. It will begin your wholeheartedness. And this is a word that you'll hear over and over and over again in this work. And really what it's talking about is bringing the mind and the heart together so that the heart is actually leading the way in the world, in your life. It will return you to your full power and ability. Ho ho. Now this reflects back to that New Age idea of I'm going to manifest because it made us feel powerful. What this is telling us is when you align with true service, that's the only time you'll have your full power and ability. And the reason for that is because you're working with the symphony instead of against it. You and nature, you and life, you and this moment are working together. You're playing the same music. And by doing that, you'll come into your full power and ability. He reminds us in verse 6, God has no will apart from yours. Your return to unity is all God seeks for you, for himself, and for all his children. Only you can be accomplished. Your service is but dedication to this goal. Now, for those of you that are still kind of, when you see the word God, are thinking of, a guy in a white robe in the sky, let's read that again with the word love there. Love has no will apart from yours. Your return to unity is all love seeks for you, for love itself, and for all love's children. Only you can be accomplished. Your service is but dedication to this goal. So no one's asking you to do anything that you don't want to do. It's all a part of the same thing. You are the accomplished. This is you coming into your fullness. It's not you sacrificing anything. It's you becoming who you are. Verse 7, your realization of this goal's accomplishment is your realization of your divinity, a state unaltered, and yet in need of your recognition and return. So again, that's just stating it another way. This is not about you doing something you don't want to do. This is about your recognition of the who you are in this symphony and the part that you're playing. The attitude of life as toil is part of your rebellion against ideas of service. You think of service as one more thing to fit into your busy schedule. Remember that God's work takes place outside of time. So when you relegate service as being, another thing for the schedule, you've missed the point entirely. Verse 12 admits this is not a readily understandable concept, but one that is necessary for you to have faith in. It is essential to your release of the concept of toil and your acceptance of your function here. Your schedule's really your life. You need to find an alternate view of how you look at your life. So if you look at your schedule as duty, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to go to work, I've got to get this done, oh, if that's how you're looking at your schedule, that's how you're looking at your life. And your life is actually all power and all glory. And the only reason you're not experiencing it as such is because you have established a point of view that is keeping you blind to that. And what this concept is asking you to do is to drop that way of looking at things and be open to who you actually are in this life. So no wholeness will be possible for you while you look at life in terms of schedules, plans, timetables, or things to get done. No wholeness will be possible for you while you compartmentalize your life into designated pieces, giving yourself time for work and time for leisure, and seeing them not as the same thing. Life is life. Life is as love is. So this is a continuation of the previous idea. When we approach our lives from the point of view like, well, I better get my work done so I can do what I really want to do, we're missing the entire point. We are turning this beautiful piece of art that we're participating in into something else entirely. There's a circular relationship to life. Verse 15, all of the vast universe was created the same, to live and to serve life, to be of God and to be of service to God, to be served and to serve, to be provided for and to provide, to have needs met and to meet needs. This circular nature of the universe leaves no one unattended. Now, I know there's probably part of you going, boy, if that were only true. But this is here to tell us it is true. That's exactly what's happening. That the universe is here serving each expression of the one in the way that the one has chosen. And it's true for you as well. And when you claim that, and you know that, and you receive whatever the universe is giving to you in this moment, and from that fullness and that reception, you respond from a place of wholeness, then you are participating, consciously participating in this wonderful circular relationship. Life exists in relationship to itself. That's the whole point. This is life discovering life. Verse 17, the universe exists in reciprocal relationship or holy relationship rather than special relationship. And if you'll remember from previous conversations earlier in this book, and also, of course, from A Course in Miracles, a special relationship is one that's based like a business agreement. Like, I'll be this for you if you be this for me, and I'll be there for you if you'll be there for me. But a reciprocal or holy relationship is one that is moving with the rhythms of nature. It's one that is responding from love at all times, not responding from fear. And it becomes, again, part of this cycle of giving, receiving, serving love, and being served by love. As you once chose separation, you can now choose unity. I tell you clearly, the choice is yours. Choose once again. So what he's telling us here is, in every moment, you have the choice to attend to this moment, to receive the gift that's being given to you right now and respond from the fullness of your being, or to try to control it, assess it, evaluate it, judge it, change it, make it better. That choice is ours in every moment. Verse 20, choose anew and let the power of heaven come together to seal the rift between your mind and heart and make you whole once again. Notice what happens to you in those moments when you actually do choose to just receive whatever is here. Notice the peace and the harmony that comes with that, because you're not resisting anything. There's a recognition that this is exactly the gift that I need right now. And when that happens, you're whole. Verse 21, claiming your identity and your power to make choices is an act that comes from an entirely different place than decision making. So this is not about, oh gee, should I choose this job or that job? Should I watch this movie or that movie or that movie or that movie? That's decision making. Claiming in your identity and your power to make choices watches what's here right now. What's true for me right now? And from there, it chooses to be aware. It chooses to receive it. And it chooses then, if there is a prompting, it chooses the prompting on what action comes next. Claiming is actually asking for your true inheritance. You claim in order to reclaim yourself. What you're really claiming is your place in this expression, in this symphony. You're claiming the fact that, yeah, I'm here, I'm a part of this, I'm a vital part of this. Let's see what my part is right now. And this, if you're still hanging on to the idea of service as being something that you won't like, look closely at this verse. Your gifts, your talents, your uniqueness are your service. You already have them. Can you not look at them thus? And can you not come to understand the reciprocal nature of giftedness? That what God has given only needs to be received? That what you have received only needs to be given? The indivisibleness of God is simply this: an unbroken chain of giving and receiving. Thus is this a definition of unity as well. So let's look a little closer of what that might look like. So if, we'll take right up close and personal for me. So there are those who say that I have a gift of communication and of making ideas clear. What I'm doing right this minute is taking that gift, which I adore, and giving it, which totally completes me and hopefully helps you as well. I'm of service to you, I'm of service to the gift, and I'm of service to myself. There's nothing going on here that isn't of service. So there's a great example. When this girl in the picture is playing her flute, if she loves playing her flute, if it's part of who she is, if it's part of who her gift is, she's giving to those who are receiving it, who are enriched by her giving. But she is enriched at the same time because who she really is being fulfilled through the expression of that gift. So can you see that it is a reciprocal cycle of service and receiving? Service is the law of creation, the unbroken chain of giving and receiving. The past and future don't matter. Giving and receiving happen in the here and now, and that is all that matters. So you can give and receive in this moment. You don't have to assess your life and find out if you've given enough or been of enough service, or if you're going to in the future. This is a here and now operation. This symphony, in this time, giving of yourself to whatever the universe has presented to you in this moment. And then he also tells us that no chance to learn or grow is ever missed. So if you feel like, man, I wish I had known that back when I he's saying, no, you don't. There's no missing a chance to learn or grow, because it's built into your very nature. Just as a tree knows when to drop its leaves, and it knows when to go dormant, and it knows when to send up the buds, so too does your being know what needs to happen in every moment.